about his Facebook page. All I'm saying is I knew him going through our years, and it just took me by surprise on what he did.
So nothing that you knew about him would have indicated a streak of violence like this?
No, I mean, he, through the years, he didn't back down and stuff. I mean, he was in a few fights and stuff like that, but nothing that would demonstrate violence as far as what he did.
That's a friend of James Hodgkinson that they tracked down yesterday, and now Fox 2 is claiming to have an interview with this guy from several years ago. As Jason Church just pointed out to me, we'll take a look at that here when we get an opportunity. Trying to claim that he didn't, I don't know. This guy kind of tried to claim that he wasn't a bad guy. I'm not quite sure you could reach that conclusion about James Hodgkinson after what happened yesterday. Let me get very quickly to Rachel Sutherland with Fox News Radio standing by. She's covering the fallout from this today. And Rachel, there seems to have been some confusion this morning on the health condition of Congressman Scalise. Can you tell us anything?
Right. I think it's a matter of doctors probably finding out more about his condition. Oftentimes when someone is shot, maybe they don't even feel it. We don't know the extent of the damage until doctors go in. And it appears that there's damage to his internal organs. He was shot what looked like in the hip, but the doctors are describing it as in his pelvis. And at this point, they're really taking this in what they're calling 12-hour increments, and they're trying to assess him as they go. And he will definitely be facing additional surgeries from what they're saying, because the bullet went in, did damage and caused a lot of bleeding, and then apparently shattered some bones as well. And they can't even, get to the bones and repair those until they address the internal issues. Part of that has been bleeding. They may do another procedure today. We're not sure the status of that. So I think it's a matter of, even go back to when President Reagan was shot. He didn't even realize he was shot. And he walked into the hospital, and then he collapsed, and then it was touch and go on the operating table. Sometimes you just don't know right away.
Sure. Have they announced any updates into where the guy got the gun or anything like that at this point?
I think, but I'll need to confirm it. It may have been. I mean, he wasn't prohibited from owning a firearm. I know he had a criminal background, but I don't think there was anything that would have barred him from owning a handgun. I had heard that reported. And actually, this was a rifle, but that's neither here nor there. But we are understanding that he seemed to be a troubled individual. He was arrested for domestic battery. He had allegedly assaulted hhis foster daughter. This is according to court records. All in all, this does not appear to be a fine character of a person. And it was reported he was living out of a car in the Alexandria area.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to really get a real pulse on him, because he may not have had that many people staying in touch with him if he had caused so much trouble throughout his life. That's
a good point. Well, we appreciate that update very much. Thank you. Rachel Sutherland with Fox News Radio. See you now. Thank you. Rachel, giving us an update on this investigation. And, just let me get back to Jason Church real quick. I've gone to the Fox 2 website looking for that video. I don't see it up there, Jason. Did you link to it?
I've sent Liz a link to it.
Do you have it, Liz? They interviewed him on the steps of a courthouse somewhere, it looks like. Do we know what the circumstances were?
Evidently, it was in 2011. They filmed him during one of the... what was the Wall Street protesters out there?
The Occupy
folks? Wall Street, mm-hmm. Yeah. It was during one of those protests, and they got an interview with him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So Liz has it. We'll take a look through it, make sure that everything's in order before we put it on the air.
Sure. All right. We'll check it out here in just a couple of minutes. Let me get to some phone calls. Folks have been holding on here for a while. George, thanks for the call.